Hello everyone, my name is Anusha Yunus and I'm going to be talking about Mount Rainier National Park. Mount Rainier is known as an icon in Washington. It is a deadly active volcano, it has many glaciers on it, and it has so many beautiful places to see. Mount Rainier is a glaciated peak on the mountain, and it is also one of the tallest mountains in the United States. Mount Rainier is one of the most visited national parks, and it is only a 17-hour drive or a 2.5-hour flight from here in California. There's so many things to do and over 25 hiking trails that people love to visit. I was actually able to go on a trip to Seattle about 3 or 4 years ago, and although I didn't get to visit the national park, I did get to see it from the city, and it was such a beautiful view, especially on our road trip to Oregon from Seattle. So ever since then, I've been intrigued by it, and I hope you guys will all be too once I talk about everything about the park. So today I'm going to be talking about how it's a deadly active volcano, the different glaciers on it, and the different things we can do. The first main point is Mount Rainier is a volcano with potential that will erupt again. Second, it has 25 glaciers on the peak. And third, it is the most visited national park with so many things to do and different things to see. Now that we have talked about a few facts about Mount Rainier, let's talk about its volcanic activity. Mount Rainier is a deadly active volcano and is very highly dangerous. According to a 2020 blog post by the U.S. Department of Interior, DOI.gov, the volcanic activity began around 0.5 to 1 million years ago. It has erupted multiple times. It's erupted with lava and also just explosive debris. It's always been very at risk that it will erupt again and possibly in our lifetime. It is actually ranked as one of the top deadliest mountains in the United States, actually top 3 after one of the main ones in Hawaii. It is also one of the biggest volcanoes in the Cascade Range. According to the same blog post, they also talked about how the next explosion, which might be in our lifetime, is actually going to be bigger than any previous ones in the past. Scientists are able to dictate this through the edges of the volcano and the different activities that goes on in the active volcano currently. So here is a picture of Mount Rainier, aka the volcano. This is actually the view that you see from Seattle, from the city, and from different parts, also going on the way to Oregon. It's very beautiful. Now that we have talked about its volcanic activity, let's talk about the glaciers. There's 25 different glaciers, and it's actually one of the most glaciated peaks outside of Alaska in the US. According to an article called National Park Service titled "As an Icon on the Horizon" found on the NPS website, there's 25 major glaciers, but also many more that are actually unnamed, so they don't have a name or a title to it. According to the same article, they talked about how there's 5 major spawning rivers and it is the most glaciated peak in the contiguous USA. These glaciers are a big essential source of water, and they're also indicators for climate change. Also on the NPS website, there was an article called "The Anatomy of a Glacier," and they provided this picture right here. This picture, which the blue outlines are all the glaciers on the peak, especially the biggest glacier. So this just gives you an idea of the glaciers on the peak. Now that we have talked about some intriguing facts about the national park, let's talk about what draws people in to go visit it and what things you can do over there. So it is actually one of the most visited national parks, and according to an article called "Mountain Majesty Mount Rainier National Park" by National Park Foundations on the National Parks website, .org actually, nationalparks.org, nearly 2 million people visit this national park every year for hiking, seeing the wildlife, the different animals, meadows of flowers, etc. There's so much to do over there. The most beautiful place there that people love to go see, it's very popular, it's actually called Paradise right here. Now, although it is a glaciated peak with a hefty amount of snow all year round, it is so beautiful to visit during the summer, especially this place called Paradise, which actually has its famous meadows of wildflowers. This is what people actually love to see, and this is what really intrigued me about the park, is the beautiful meadows of wildflowers and the greenery and how you can visit this during the summer. And as you can see the glacier from the meadows, so it's definitely very beautiful winter or summer. There's actually 216 miles of different things you can do and different trails. One of the places in the park is called Sunrise Peak, which is the highest peak you can visit by vehicle, and that's where you can get the most spectacular views of the mountain, the largest glacier, and the meadows as well. Speaking of the trails, there's over 25 trails. The most popular one is called the Carbon Glacier Trail. It is 17 miles long, but it's actually the only trail that allows you to see a glacier at first hand. So it's definitely very exciting. There's definitely so many different fun things to do for everyone, different types of activities and different types of things to do all year round. So it's not just for the winter or the summer. There's fun all year round, which is amazing, and I hope that allows you guys to go and makes you feel like you can have fun there too. I have talked about its volcanic activities, I've talked about its different glaciers, and I've also talked about the things you can do and see at the park. It was such a beautiful place, not a place to see, a view to see from Seattle. When I was there, you could actually see it from the hotel, you could see it from the city, you could see it from one of the most popular parks in Seattle, you can see it when you're driving to Oregon. So ever since then, I've definitely been really intrigued by it, and I knew I wanted to make it a goal to go visit this national park one day. It was so amazing to see that mountain peak with this like hefty layer of white snow on it. So I definitely hope that every one of you can go visit it one day, or if you've been to Seattle and you've seen the peak, now you want to even go see it more up close. And yes, I greatly appreciate your guys' time and being such a wonderful audience.